Episode 22. So I'm just testing out the synchronicity between my new camera and my phone. I connected them up by Bluetooth, so I don't know if I'm doing it proper or not at the moment, but I'm just giving it a go. It's better quality, this camera. So speaking of this camera, I've set up I have a Patreon account that is €5 a month to join. I recommend anyone that's really digging the content to subscribe to it. €5 a month, guys. It's well worth. Get on scene, behind the scenes, and extra footage of loads of different scenarios of me playing saxophone around different places, and I'm going to be building this each time. I'm going to be doing it in a new place and all that, but there will be YouTube versions of these episodes. It's called Outdoor Jazz, so it's a new series that I'm after starting, and I'm loving it. It's great. They're like 40-minute clips of me just playing, and then I talk about what I'm working on, and it's a lot of fun. It's the way I practice these days. I find it one of the best ways to practice, because you're practicing in front of people. You're really working on being aware of what you're playing as well, and it isn't a kind of version of practice where you're just at home staring at a wall at sheet music. It's quite you're really out in the open, like, so it's a great way of practicing, and I find some of my best playing is when I'm outside like that. So I decided it's time to start videoing this. So episode 2 of Outdoor Jazz is now available on my Patreon account. You can get that on my Instagram, link in bio. It's great. There's longer versions of the Outdoor Jazz series on my Patreon. So I have a shorter version of them on YouTube. I edit them and just make them shorter. So if you join the Patreon account, then you get the longer version. You get some of the different encounters of people I meet along the way, which is a lot of fun. Like, just random people sometimes come up and start talking to me, and it's really fun because that's spontaneous in itself as well, and you hear people's funny stories and their own little musical tales, and it's real fun, like. If you're looking for an extra insight into my world, my jazz world, then definitely check it out, because it's just fun. There's some funny stories that happen, like, and bump into some funny people and just normal people as well. It's good crack. So episode 2 is like an hour and 15 minutes long on my Patreon. There will be a YouTube version, like I said, which is 40 minutes, and that only includes one scene. The other day I was in Dublin, so I went around different places like Stephen's Green, I was on Grafton Street, I was outside Trinity, and I was also on O'Connell Bridge. So in the YouTube version, it's only the Trinity scene, like when I'm outside Trinity by a big tree there. But in the full version you get all those different scenes, so it's well worth it, guys. I'm really selling it here. Check it out. Check out my Patreon. I'm definitely going to be building upon that more and more, and really building on this new series called Outdoor Jazz, which is great, because it's straight to the playing. It isn't just me talking like I do in the podcast here. It's a different insight to my my world. So lots of fun with that, and you can see me progressing each time, or see what I have to work on, and each time it's different as well. So lots of fun. At the moment, really getting some awesome reviews online, so you can check them all. I've actually set up a link tree within my link tree that contains all my reviews, and most of them, or probably all of them, are on Prim and Primal. So if you haven't heard, Prim and Primal is out. It's doing really, really well. I've been building my Spotify listeners a lot lately, so if you haven't seen the DMs for me, yeah, I'll send you one probably. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks for enjoying the content and listening to the album. That's what it's about, like actually experiencing that, not just listen to it for a second, go, oh, that's great. That's the way a lot of people go these days. It's like, listen, oh, that's great, yeah. But these albums are experiences, they're mind trips, they're better than drugs. And yeah, they will blow your mind, like, and I mean that in a proud way. So thanks again for everyone that's been listening and following me on Spotify, on Bandcamp also, and SoundCloud. They're my main favourite platforms to use. There's all these other ones as well, but they're the main ones I use. So Spotify, SoundCloud, and Bandcamp. Probably Bandcamp being my favourite, SoundCloud my second favourite, and Spotify my third favourite out of the three. But yeah, whatever, like, they have their own little things. So yeah, really digging all that. My playing has changed. I, like in the last episode of the podcast, it featured Derek White on electric bass and Jason McNamara on drums. That was a new album that was recorded like last week, and it went awesome. Like, it went really well. Now, I haven't heard it back yet still, but it was a brilliant recording session. It was like I said, it was the easiest recording session, but there was a lot of great playing in that session. And in my own personal playing, what it sounds like is an evolved version of Prim and Primal. So I'm not sure what I'm going to call that yet, but we'll see what happens. But in my own playing, it was like it had an extra bit of fluidity compared to the other one, and it was just it was awesome. It was definitely another level up in my playing. I've been doing a lot of practice lately. Like I said, I do about an hour a day, which doesn't seem like much, but if you do an hour a day almost every day, you will know the difference. And if you practice the way I practice, you will know the difference. It is not meaningless practice. This is really breaking into all the little cracks in your technique, and yeah, it's like, it seems like it's fun, the practice I'm doing, but it's I don't say it's hard, because it's fun and I enjoy doing it, but you're constantly working at what you have to work on. So like I just feel like it's deadly. And I'm thinking about in the future, not just yet, but I like the idea of teaching, but I don't really teach. Like, I teach a few students now and again. I prefer recording, to be honest, that side, but I think in time I will end up setting up an online music course that people can pay, and then it's just video after video of me talking about things. So this won't be just for saxophone players. That's one of the main things about this. This would be teaching you how to really get into a deeper side of your musicality and get into the right core of your intuition in your playing. I have no time for the academic shit. You can get some other players or get other teachers for that. What I want you to do is really bring back the feel in music, really feel alive when you're playing music, but also to keep pushing your boundaries, to keep pushing outside the box and keep challenging yourself. Because the more you do that, then you don't get set in your ways and you're playing. Anytime I find myself getting set in my ways, I have to break out again, and it's important, because I do this for the love of it, and if I find myself getting bored of it, then I'll stop loving it. So that's kind of what the course basis will be about. It'll be about constantly changing up and constantly challenging yourself. So that'll be fun. I really look forward to doing that in the future, and I think people will really get something out of it, because it's a different way of teaching, I guess. It's a deeper way, and it'll be cool. It'll be really awesome. Like, so in the future, when that comes, it'll come, and we'll see what happens with that. Not sure how much I'll charge for the course, but not sure how much weeks it'll be. Maybe it could be a 5-week course, maybe it could be longer, maybe it could be a continued thing. I haven't thought about it, but I was briefly thinking about it, like, just, yeah, I should do that, you know. So, you know, people can transcribe my playing and they could figure out a lot from that. I'm looking forward to it, and I hear the first person transcribing some of my stuff, like, is kind of like, I don't know, whatever about that, like, maybe it could be cringy, maybe it might not be, maybe it couldn't make me go, oh, cool. It is cool, like, transcription's a great way of getting better at your instrument, but in the sense, I could transcribe Charlie Parker, I could transcribe Coltrane, I can transcribe them, but like to actually have them in the room talking to me about what they're doing, whole different experience. You know, you get all the other info that breaks it down in a different way, in that, which is awesome. You get their philosophy, you get their psychology behind it, you get their techniques, their understanding of harmony and language, and it goes on and on. So yeah, that's why it'll be quite in depth as a course, but it'll be really exciting. I'll make it fun as hell, and I look forward to doing it, you know. So we'll see what happens when that happens, you know. So yeah, to that, I don't know what I'll call it at the moment, but we'll see. So also back to the reviews. Some great USA reviews on Prim and Primal. Some really, really great stuff at the moment. Lynn Rianne Bailey did a great review on Prim and Primal. It was awesome, well in depth. She really listened to it, you know, really broke it down. She's a classical and jazz critic or journalist, and so really broke that down in a great way. So check out those reviews, guys. Give you another perspective on the music, you know. And what was his name? Chris Spector from Ohio also gave a really cool but short review, which was perfect. It's only a paragraph long, but it was awesome. He's mentioned how we sound like we've been playing with Sonny Rollins under a bridge, like, you know, and that we don't sound like we're from native Ireland, which was a compliment in a way, you know, because you know, they could recognize the jazz language in us, especially coming from jazz journalists from USA. It is an awesome thing. The country of jazz. So what else? Yeah, looking forward to hearing back that new album that was recorded last week. Like I said, still don't know what I'm going to call it. It's going to be awesome though. I can't wait to hear it. It's currently being mixed and mastered, so I think there was like 7 or 8 tracks on it, and yeah, it was deadly. It was really deadly. Now, like I said, in my own playing, it was an evolved version of Prim and Primal, definitely a more evolved. My technique was more advanced, it was more fluid, and yeah, really working around the instrument a lot more, like, and exploring a lot of different things. So yeah, definitely recommend people get ready for that. And yeah, just check out all the other content at the moment. Loads of good stuff there, and check out all the previous albums if you like what I'm doing in them. Buy them, you know, it helps me. It helps me. And yeah, helps me pay for more album sessions, you know. So as much as I like playing on the street, guys, but at the same time, it's nice to get paid for the work. And yeah, the Patreon thing is what I'm kind of rooting for at the moment, though. I think that would just be a really, really cool thing. I think people could really get into that. You can have a community hangout once a month on it as well, or probably a couple times a month, but you know, once I get a few fans on that and a few members, that'll be awesome. Like I said, I've only started, but there's like about 3 or 4 different videos on it now, and some are only available on Patreon. They won't be available anywhere else, so yeah, get ready for that. At the moment I'm kind of part of me is thinking I have to go back to a bit of soprano playing. Like, I have this soprano that's a piece of shit. Like, I got like for 200 quid from Alibaba in China or something like that. And I like playing it, but it needs a bit of work because I dropped it or something like that. I can't remember. So I might get that fixed up, because I have another recording session booked in October, which will have Graham Heaney again on double bass, and the awesome Tom Corcoran on drums. So this was the first badass trio from It Is What It Is. Probably still my favourite album of my own. I just love everything about the album. I think it's just so great. I hope in years to come people will realise what I'm talking about and not just think I'm fucking jerk just talking about how great my music is. I think people will understand, like, once they listen to it, they'll be just like, yeah, I can see why he loved that album. You know, it is so raw, it's so brutally honest, and it's pure uncreative, or sorry, it's pure unfiltered creativity, which is great, you know. So yeah, if you haven't heard that already, check it. You can actually get CDs of that as well, so feel free to get them in the merchandise section in my Bandcamp, Adam Nolan. But yeah, it'd be great to have that trio again, because I didn't have that trio since. I played with Tom again a few times, but I was experimenting with loads of different musicians, so it'd be great to just have that trio again, see what we can do with that. So that'll be recorded in October sometime. And also I got a new keyboard, like a MIDI keyboard. I forget what it's called, but I got it with the money that helped me fund a lot of Prim and Primal from the funded campaign. To everyone that helps me out in the funded campaign, thank you so much, everyone. You really helped me out big time. I mean that. I wouldn't have been able to do so much without that help, so I'm forever grateful. Thank you so much. You really helped me. You really did, like, so thank you. It's awesome, and I'm very grateful for the people that did, and even the other people that just spread the word about it as well. It was just it was a great thing, so thank you again. I'm trying to think of anything else to say. La, 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 la. I was thinking as well, like, yeah, I'll be going around different cities with the outdoor jazz series as well, so I might go to like this different place, and maybe in time as well I might get like a headset where I can stick this camera onto it, like a GoPro kind of idea, and then just walk around different cities and play. Who knows, it might happen. Which should be a lot of fun. So yeah, exciting stuff. Looking forward to hearing that new album. I said that already. And yeah, it's been great fun. I've been practicing loads of different lifestyles as well at the moment, or not even lifestyles, but like different hobbies and stuff like that. And I've been skating recently, like skateboarding. Like, I got this cheap board for like 26 quid from TK Maxx. I just saw it in there randomly, and I started like trying that out, which was a lot of fun. Like, so it's kind of getting me used to like flowing around again, and yeah, it was good. like, I recommend skateboarding to anyone. Like, I don't know much about it now. I'm not trying to act like I know much about it because I'm a complete noob at it. But I'm getting better, you know, I'm getting used to it. I'm starting to really enjoy it as well. And I've also been doing a lot of swimming. It's funny how, like, different hobbies and stuff like that, they do affect your mindset, or even your concepts or your philosophies on things. Like, the more I was swimming, maybe the more I was thinking about I don't know, flowing in my improvisation, or being more smooth about things in my improvisation. And then with skateboarding, definitely I found I was getting a lot more into style, attitude in my playing, and more kind of like statements in my playing, you know. And what I love about practicing or playing with skateboarders around me is that I get to sit down at the skate park sometimes and I just play, and just let the skaters do their thing, and they'll be doing different moves and stuff like that, and that's inspired my style. It really has. And I think that's really came into the new album as well, with Jason McNamara and Derek White on electric bass. So yeah, there will be a lot of skateboarding influence in that, believe it or not. Because a lot of my practice over that time was based on just going to the skate park, sitting down and just letting the skaters do their thing, and then just trying to reflect what they were doing. They would do certain moves and I would go dibba-da-dibba-da-da. You know, if they were doing a spin in the air, like, or some kind of triple amazing super fire kickflip, like, I would try and, you know, reflect some shapes and then try and land it at the same time they would land. And it's been awesome. The first time I saw something like that, I think it was from Steve Coleman, and I remember he was he was practicing with boxers. Boxers were punching bags, and he was kind of like, as they're punching bag, he would kind of play notes and stuff like that. So I guess this is like maybe an evolved version of that, because there's a lot more fluidity, I think, in skating than boxing. Now, some people probably disagree with that, but for me, I feel like a lot more shape happens with skating, you know, especially like all the air stuff they do, and, you know, there's so much moves and there's so much tricks and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's definitely influenced my style, and I'm grateful for that as well. So I will be releasing skater videos as well of myself playing at the skate park, and you'll get to see for yourself. And these will be released on the Patreon as well. There'll be long versions on my Patreon, and maybe get to chat to some of the skaters as well. And but in the YouTube version, it'll be shortened down. It'll be just it'll be a shorter version, you know. So it's up to you to decide. If you want to get that extra content, check out my Patreon. Well worth it, guys. $5 a month. It's less than Netflix, and it's good music, it's good content, and you know, it's a progress, and it's something that's always building, and you get to see the journey happening. So yeah, thank you again, everyone that's been tuned into the journey. It's awesome that people are interested in it. I believe that jazz is just this thing that anyone could love, you know. And I think sometimes it's about maybe not labeling it as jazz, but just having it like music in the air, and then just giving the right setting and the right video, and something like that. I'm not sure what else to say about that. But I think more people are getting into it these days. More people are starting to really appreciate it, and I think more people are looking for a deeper side of music, because everything is gone so you know, plastic. And with this stuff, like, it's real, like, you know, it's you gotta hear it all, and it's life music, you know. It really is. So life music. Yeah, so I hope this camera has caught my face. I hope you can see all this, and you will notice the better quality about this as well. So yeah, it's definitely been funner, like using a real camera than my phone. Just looks better, the quality is better, and I guess it's just an upgrade, and it makes me start taking the whole YouTuber journey a little more serious, I guess. Excuse me. So yeah, that's where I see a lot of the content going, like, or a lot of the next couple of years, or the future going, like a lot more YouTube based stuff. And I might even take up TikTok, I'm not sure. People, some skaters were actually recommending it to me yesterday. They're like, oh, you should take up TikTok, you know. It's like, oh, another app again. I already do so much work on Instagram and Facebook, like, you know, trying to promote stuff, and then it's just more time on that. But I guess I could try and work it out. So maybe I'll be on TikTok soon, so let you know. So yeah, awesome. La la la. And I think one of the great things about doing an hour practice a day is that it may seem small, but the thought processes that you have a day after doing an hour practice, I think, can be a lot more beneficial if you do 1 hour than rather 3 hours. Because if you do 3 hours practice, you have if I do 3 hours practice, I don't want to think about music after it, you know what I mean? But if I do 1 hour physical practice, I don't mind thinking about music and what I have to continue to work on, because a lot of the practice is in my mind anyway. So that'll be stuff I'll be teaching as well within that course, because it plays a big part about reflecting on what you're playing, reflecting on your style, what you have to work on, and by videoing yourself each time you practice. Guys, just do it. Guys and girls, just record yourself practicing. If you want to get better quick, one of the best ways. The start, it'll break your heart a bit. You'll be like, oh god, I'm so shit. But then the more and more you do it, you start realizing what you have to work on. It gets better and better, and you can really hear back everything. And yeah, it's just all these little things you're kind of fixing up each time and being aware of. So yeah, highly recommend it. Listening back, like, I was only thinking about this the other day, like listening back to my previous albums and stuff like that. Like from my first album, Expanding the Consciousness, like my technique wasn't amazing. It wasn't nowhere near the player I am today. But I thought the real interesting thing about this journey is, like, I just wanted to record as much music as I could, and then be aware after each album of what I have to work on, you know. And by doing that, you're kind of putting yourself out there, you're putting your music out there, but you're also like really putting out what you have to work on, because it's improvised based music. You know, it's more obvious what you have to work on, because it isn't rehearsed in the same way as pre-composed music. So yeah, it's a very interesting thing. It is like, I guess, in ways like replaying fights like a boxer replaying his fights and watching them, and then it's like, okay, my next fight, I'll be more aware of what I have to work on there. You know, it's a different form of being aware of your playing. So yeah, improvised music, man, it's the dream. It's a real great way of getting down to the T of what you have to work on, and like to continue to develop your way of practicing. It's awesome. You get better so much quicker, I find, and you're challenging yourself a lot more frequently. So yeah, I encourage everyone, just keep improvising, you know. Just work at your intervals, work at your different things, your scales, your all this stuff. Work at your basics. Just keep doing it, you know, and then while you're practicing, keep doing it and start improvising while working on those basics. You will get better very quick. Be frustrating at the start, and you know, it's always going to be a challenge, you know, because this doesn't end. But you know, it's worth it. You can see that development a lot quicker, and you can be more real about your playing. You know, you can really see what you're doing, see the flaws in your playing, see the good things about your playing, and it's more obvious and clear. So yeah, improvised music to an improvised world, living in the moment more, you know, being spontaneous. It really is it's an awesome thing. It isn't just this arty kind of thing. It's a way of life as well. It's a philosophy. It's the difference between like being in the box and being outside the box, and you keep like being aware of the different roads you can take in life, you know. Even if it's just going for a walk somewhere, like, okay, I could just go the way I usually go, or I could just go through the middle of the forest. I could climb a tree in the middle of it for no reason, you know. Just to experience life, and yeah, it's great. Like, it's fun, gets you out of the box, out of the usual norm, and yeah, it's good for your mind. So yeah. So there. I think that's enough of me for today. Thank you everyone that's tuned in. Check out my Patreon, guys. Like I said, €5 a month, well worth it. Some great content there. So, and subscribe to my YouTube also as well. I really want to build that up, and also follow me on Spotify, Bandcamp and SoundCloud. They're the main ones, so really encourage that. So keep doing that, and yeah, spread the word. Really want to spread this music everywhere, like, you know. So la da da. So peace out, talk to you next week.